Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Cone Dodger here. Welcome back to NASCAR Heat 3. We're going back to dirt racing today for our first race. I think it's going to be the case that we'll do a dirt race and a truck race on every given day. And hopefully if that's the case, we can do a little bit better in our truck race, because I sure did make a darn fool of myself in that truck race, didn't I? Well, let's try and do better, and do better at Dreebin? Driving? Dreeben? Dreeben Motor Speedway. That's what I'm going with. Dreeben Motor Speedway. That's where we're going. Which I think is a fictional dirt track. I think most of them are fictional. Maybe half fictional, half real. I actually now have time on each and every one of these dirt tracks because yesterday I went ahead and did a multiplayer session with a few community members. Pinged everybody on Discord and said, "Hey, you got NASCAR Heat? Let's try the multiplayer out." And we did. And I have some reports about that. In case you're wondering, maybe you're on the fence of being a NASCAR Heat purchaser or not, and an outstanding multiplayer is the thing that's putting you on the fence and could change your mind. Don't change your mind. The multiplayer the multiplayer works. It actually works better than a particular Codemasters game that we have been playing recently, because it uses hosted sessions, not peer-to-peer. The actual multiplayer works fine. No, I didn't see any warping, no lag. Honestly, it looked better multiplayer stability-wise than iRacing. The problem is the actual UI and usability functions of the multiplayer are astoundingly bad. You can't even do a private session. Like, you can't put a password. You can't just invite people. It doesn't work like that at all. Driving wise, pretty fun. We had our fun, but there's some usability issues with that as well. Let me go do some qualifying. Since I already ran this track yesterday, I'm actually pretty knowledgeable about it. Next session is Y and qualify. Let's go. Spin them tires. Let's try and get a good lap in here. I think we're going for top 15. I believe that's where we're supposed to be. Thinking we might be able to do it a little bit better. Make it count. Back to the gas as soon as I can. Had some good fun racing with one Gem Knight who actually has been doing some dirt racing and iRacing, so maybe knows what to do a little bit more than me. Hey, that's pretty good. Picked up on some skills that he has. This versus iRacing is really not even fair. It's not fair to either. And now it is race time. What you got at the HendrickCars.com 40? Michelle Dillon starting at the back. Pink car. We are here. Okay, not many updates today. Means we're starting on the inside. That's good. I like to start on the inside. Nice. Alright. Basically, we just gotta kind of hold our position for the most part. The multiplayer did, fortunately, have the ability to run versus the AI. I was happy to see that, because if it didn't, that would have been pretty lackluster. The drawbacks there, you can't change the level of difficulty of the AI, so if they're slower than you, they're slower than you, and if they're faster than you, they're faster than you. There's no adjustability. Also, no setups. No ability to do custom setups in multiplayer, even though the option is there. It says custom or not. There's never an option presented to you to actually change that setup. Also, no practice and no qualifying. You just go straight into the races. So there's some features missing. A possible bug where if you have set a setup in single or career, then that setup carries over into multiplayer, whether or not you actually have custom setups on or not. So a small issue there as well. What I'm saying is, technically it worked. Technically, we were able to have races. Feature-wise, very lacking. Very, very lacking. It reminds me of like the old, not that stage, the old like NASCAR Thunder games, and that is not a compliment. Those games were usually very much so lacking in multiplayer features, and it sets it up to be like that, which is sad, disappointing. Alright. Let's see, we're still in 7th? I guess that's pretty much where we started, since we moved up a spot.
Coming to the green. Almost ready.
Almost ready. The dirt track racing was probably the most fun. Hey, Maccabi. Macab. Makubi. Let me just lean on you there. Yeah. We had fun with the dirt track racing. Not so much the trucks on the dirt. The trucks on the dirt were pretty lame. I think because we couldn't use setups, maybe, or I don't know what it was, but yeah, it was pretty lame. It was like foot to the floor and turn the wheel, and there was really not much you could do. It was pretty boring. But the dirt track cars, we had some good side-by-side racing in that. Boop. Kind of just like this, really. Dirt track racing is fun. I do look forward to eventually working my way into spending some time in the iRacing dirt cars here soon. I don't know what if I'm going to be able to do anything content related with it. I'll try, but typically not something that people seem to really enjoy. But it's just something I wanna try, and I wanna gain some skills in. I love learning about new forms of motorsport, the intricacies of them. That was a nice move. But they're back. Are we really lapping cars already? Is that happening? It's happening. The spotter is really bad. That's another thing we noticed in the multiplayer playing is the spotter is just spectacularly bad. 4th, that's a good run. Right ahead of Maccabi. Final stage, alright. We make our way to the front. We gotta pass, like, the same amount of cars. How hard could it be? Pretty easy, right? Yeah. We got this. Of course, I'm starting on the outside, which isn't as good. We'll just take it through wide. No, not enough momentum. Gotta win 3 races in a row, right? Oh, rubbing. We rubbing. See if we can maybe get less mean tweets today. I don't want to be the enemy of everybody out there. Oh, sorry. There's a mean tweet. And then I roughed him up out of the turn, too. It's dirt track racing. It happens. Alright, yeah, if you can pinch them down to the bottom, it seems like that's enough. That's enough to kind of get rid of their run out of the turn, and you can kind of stay to the outside. One of the things I was learning. Drop it in. Not quite. Oh, then I really went wide on exit. This is one of the better dirt tracks, I think. This is a fun one. Because you can kind of use the high lane versus a lot of them are like, you get to the bottom and that's where you stay. Although this high lane's not working for me right now. Dive it in there. Oop. Okay, it seems like you can do the really low line for like one turn, but then by the next turn you will have lost too much speed Oh, lap cars might be a problem here. Inside again. Hi, hi, hi. Try and keep it wound up. So I'm getting a good run out, but... Oh no, this traffic's gonna be a problem for me. Yep. It's McCovey! Darn you, McCovey! Well, third's good. Third's really good for our car, I think. Not displeased with that. Dan Goodman. That's a fun name to say. I don't know why. Third place. How much money did they get us? $9,500. $1,450 from Queen City. And we sold a shirt again today. Nice. Nice. And that puts us in third points. Not too shabby for our 4-star team. Todd McGlair, he's awful quick though. Awful quick. Ellie Henderson won the most on their laps there though. And Michelle went from 24th to 6th. Not bad. Leave that track. What are we done with here? What do we do now? Well, let's see if we have any messages. The old inbox. 20 fans. Shabby. Oh, why couldn't we get 21? Sean Wilson. Good race, Cone Dodger. Thanks. From what I saw, Cone Dodger raced a clean race at Dribbin. Okay, Evan. Alright, thanks. Thank you. Evan Retner. Just so everybody is clear, the way to make friends is to race like Cone Dodger did at Dribbin. Okay. Yep, we're very kind now. Alright, that was oddly nice. Oddly nice. Dirt or trucks? Oh, we're going back to the dirt. Nice. For Bristol. I like it. Let's do it. This place is pretty fun in the dirt. I guess I like the high bank dirt more than the flat dirt. Is what it seems to boil down to. Bowl. There's, yeah, you might think that there's not a U in boil, but sure is. Sure is. All right. Already on a loose setup. Do I really need to practice? Yeah, let's go do practice lap or 2. And them tires. Oh, I forgot. Apparently, I didn't realize this, and I guess I just didn't even think about it. But this game has a virtual mirror. I thought what you got was what you got. But apparently it is an option you can turn on, but you gotta set a button or a key for it to be able to turn it on or not. In single player, I think I'll just leave it off. I just use the real mirrors. I'm a real boy. I use real mirrors. Slide it in. Not really. This place is so fast for these cars that it's one of those places you can kind of get away with just going full throttle through the turns and using the sidewayness of the car to slow you down. You're like using the sidewall of the tire as your brake. But I think if you want a really good run on the inside lane, you gotta breathe it in the middle. Yeah, you see how it washed wide there? So just give it a little breather. Let it get pointed. And then you can stay to the bottom a lot more. That wasn't faster though. I think the fast line is right on the edge of the... Whoop, not that high. It's right on the edge of the groove and full throttle. So like right here. Boop. I was trying to demonstrate things, sir. Or madam. Alright, we're done with that. Let's go next session. To qualify. Hammer time. Okay. Stay to the high side here. Don't want to lift to this turn. We don't want to lose any momentum. There we go. Okay. Back it to the bottom. Let it. Oh no! It didn't stick at all. we are in trouble here. Hey, it stuck this time. Why didn't it stick in turn 1? Man, that sucks. 16th isn't terrible, but would have been a lot better if it had stuck. That was weird. It was like I just turned into turn 1 and it was like, how about nah? How about you just keep going straight? Well, we got some traffic to get through today. Evan Brown captured the pole position. Evan Ratner starting from the back. Not our friend. We got Nick Rend in the backup car. We might gain a few spots out of that. Let's see, we're on the outside. Kind of where I want to be here, I think. I don't know. Yeah, we're up to 14th, so definitely gained some spots. Let's let things settle here for a minute. They have a faster car than this. It's a copy. Okay, that was awkward. Whoa! Hey, Schneider. Ain't no need for that, Schneider. Yeah, take some of that, jerk. We're never gonna make a lot of forward progress if this field doesn't single out a little bit. Looks like we're gonna slide job our way into the top 10. Alright. Whoa, easy, fellas, easy. Going crazy up here. Even though the AI are a little better in that they don't weave quite as bad. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. We did notice there's still some instances where they just flat out lose their minds. I think you'll see more of that once we hit the asphalt track circuit. Paved, I suppose, since they're not all asphalt. So kind of going back to the multiplayer topic and the features that are lacking in multiplayer. It's an interesting subject of games that come out every year, or contracts like this. F1, NASCAR example is Madden, like for football or whatever. I'm sure there's other ones like NHL or whatever. When they do that, game development is so complicated anymore. It seems like they're really neutering development of games. You're putting so much pressure on game developers to make a game every year that they never actually have time to develop a game. And that certainly seems like that's the case here. The developer of this game is a very small studio, and they just don't have the ability to really, do a lot of in-house development all the time. Oh, we're 3 wide and it's getting physical. Get back to the bottom. So, in that, you end up with things like we're seeing there, where the multiplayer in this game is completely lacking. The last one had major issues with the AI tracking and whatnot, and some other UI stuff. So they do their best. They seem to be able to do their best, and they make improvements every year. But my question is, why not make it where you have like an every other year contract, and then to go from like F1 2016 to 2017, really, all you need is a DLC to get the updated cars and maybe a track. In NASCAR, it's even easier. Like, very little changes year to year. Whoa, hey, y'all getting physical out here. But yeah, very little change. You could just change the liveries of the cars, or maybe they changed the body of one, like they went from the SS to the Camaro. Maybe, but that's such a minor thing compared to like the new models for F1. But instead, they're forced to go through all of the motions of releasing a brand new video game and trying to fake features. Basically, they're focusing on things that maybe don't matter so much, just so they can have something to put on the box of like, this is a new feature for this video game. This justifies why you're gonna pay $50 or $60 again for it. But in that, I think what you get is these games that they never get better. They never make big progress. I feel like in the little knowledge I have of what these game developers have done in this game, if given enough time to actually focus on making a new title, maybe they could actually improve some of the things. Maybe they could make the driving physics a little bit better and, you know, the AI behave a little bit more realistically. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit. I don't know. Oh, that was ballsy. Made it work, though. I bet it was. Alright, now we got a little bit of open track here. We can actually do some racing. That'll make up for my piss poor qualifying effort. Yep. Let's go out and open track now. There's so many little things in this game that so far I've noticed that I just really enjoy. But they get outshined by the stuff... Ah, frick. They get outshined by the stuff that they don't have time to work on, I think. Outshined? Maybe that's not really... They get covered up. You don't get to notice the good through the bad. Wait, speaking of bad, I just don't have turn-in in the center. I guess I need to start doing a lift on entry. So those front three have run themselves right away from me. I thought I was running faster than them. There we go. That's better. See, they're running this really low entry. It seems like that would get you bogged down a lot. Closing, but it's going to be too little too late. It randomly stuck there at full throttle. No idea why. White flag. We may get there. I don't know if we're going to be able to do anything with it. Traffic's going to be a problem. Side by side, not quite. Another good race. See, I really enjoy these. Very fun. I feel like we may have had a little bit more contact this race. Fourth, not a lot of stage points this time, but we should be alright. 1850. 1450. And another shirt. Hey, we're still third. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Todd Leclerc. Getting a little sick of seeing that fella's face. If Brown did done led the most laps, though. He's a friend of ours. Michelle on the move again. What a bad day for Dan Goodman. Man, poor Dan. Right, Finish event. Leave the track. What do we have to read now? 4th, 1950 or 19510. Only 8 fans. That's disappointing. Okay. After the race at Bristol, anyone can see that Cone Dodger is a menace and should be suspended. Okay. Elliot Henderson, come on, Cone Dodger, this is bumper cars. If it were, you'd probably make it out. Oh man, I tried. I tried so hard to get through that, and I done messed up. Let me try again. Just rewind your mind. Come on, at Cone Dodger, this ain't bumper cars. Although if it were, you'd probably take me out there too. Hashtag I roll. And John Schneider. Cone Dodger's a crazy maniac behind the wheel. Well, I'm sorry. Oh, Elliot Henderson's upset. I want to get somebody fully upset, so I'm going to make him mad. You all apologize too. I'm sorry. And will that do it for today? I think it will. On Tuesday's episode, looks like we're going to start with some truck racing for Jennifer Joe Cobb Racing, the number 10 truck for a top 10 finish at Dover. Looking forward to that one. Thank you as always for watching. I will see you next time.